Hi everybody, Laura here for Simon Says Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a fun, colorful, geometric, misused shaker card to share with you featuring products from the latest Be Creative release. I'm going to start with the new Parallelogram background cling. I love this gorgeous geometric pattern, and we're going to stamp it twice. We're going to stamp it once with flannel ink, and then we're going to emboss it in clear. So first I'm going to mount this on my MISTI, the full-size MISTI, and I pulled out that black foam pad, and the base of my MISTI is already nice and sticky from previous projects where I put some tape runner. So it's already sticky, and this is going to hold my panel of white cardstock in place, and I know it's right where I want it to be. I'm inking up the Parallelogram background cling with flannel ink. It's a great neutral gray. This doesn't have to be perfect edge to edge. I just needed some of that pattern right in the center. And then I'm going to clean off the stamp. This time we're going to stamp it again, but we're going to emboss it in clear. So I have another panel of white cardstock. And by the way, I'm using Hammermill, which I love, but any white cardstock will do. Okay, first I'm going to rub it down with the magic powder bag. I always like to prep before I emboss. And then now for the embossing ink, I'm using Simon Says Stamp Clear embossing ink, which by the way, it's my first time trying it, and I gotta say, it works beautifully. I don't know what I've been waiting for. I've always just grabbed a Versamark, and I've had this Simon Says Stamp Clear sitting in my drawer new, just waiting to be used, and finally I did, and I'm like, gosh, it works great. I should have been using it all along, but I didn't know. You know, you don't know until you try it. Okay, poured on some clear embossing powder, and I'm going to heat this with a heat gun. Now, one thing I love to do when you have a big panel like this, emboss on the glass mat. Because, you know, you can't get your fingers in there because you're going edge to edge. So I hold it down with a retractable needle tool, and I use that glass mat. Have you ever tried to emboss on your rubber grid mat? You can warp it if you're not careful, if you get it too hot. So that's another thing I like about the glass mat. It's very durable. I also love to ink blend on the glass mat, especially when you're going off the edge. I like that glass smooth finish, and it cleans off like a dream. Okay, for the colors, I started with peony ink, which is a great vibrant pink. Now I'm blending that into blush. I'm going to try to get a real seamless, smooth transition from color to color. Next color, peachy. By the way, everything that I used will be listed below in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. So in case I miss a color or miss a product, everything will be listed. Okay, next is lemonade. So I used 4 colors, and it's a very cheery, kind of happy, summery. I don't know. I know it's not summer, but like this is giving me warm vibes right here. Look at this color scheme. I love it. Okay, look how easy this cleans off. 2 swipes and I'm done. I love that. So easy. Now I'm going to trim down this panel. I love a good crop. I like to crop down my panels to 3.5 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches tall. It gives a beautiful border on your card base. Now I'm going to create a shaker window. So I pulled out one of the nested circle dies by Simon Says Stamp. And I know it kind of pains me to die cut right into this beautiful blended panel. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices if you want to do a shaker. Okay, another new product, clear acetate sheets. These are the thinner, lightweight version by Simon Says Stamp, and they are perfect for shaker cards. So I trim that down to size 3.5 by 4 3/4. Cover the back of my blended panel with tape runner. Slap on the acetate. Okay, so this is going to be popped up on top of this other stamped background, the flannel stamped one. So first I'm coating this. I'm kind of working backwards here for a shaker. I'm working base up. I'm creating a shaker well using these foam adhesive strips by Waffle Flower. And once I remove all the backing and it's ready to go, I'm going to fill it with sequins. Now I use several different sequins. These are new ones called Lucky Charm. These just came out in the Be Creative release. We have some that are called Hugs. These are called Spring Showers, and then these are called Beachy. So maybe I got a little carried away. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. It's debatable. Sometimes, you know what, you just you could just get lost in the shaker filler. But I think it turned out fun. Okay, slap down that blended shaker panel, and it really does shake. Now I'm put a little tape runner on the back of this, and then I'll adhere it to a white card base. So you don't need to add any foam tape because it's already got those adhesive strips making it dimensional. And then lastly, we just need to add a sentiment. Okay, so I pulled out another new die set from the Be Creative release. This is called Greetings Trio. And it gives you 3 different sentiments: thanks, get well, and miss you. I'm going to be using miss you with a little vellum and a little matte gold. So I did the backer shadow out of vellum, I did the word die out of matte gold, and then I did 3 more out of white cardstock so I can stack it up and make it dimensional. Now here's my latest obsession when it comes to stacking up die cuts. These micro dot adhesive sheets. You slap down your die cuts and it turns them into stickers. It's the best thing. You don't have to use glue. It's not going to ooze out the sides and chap your khakis. You don't have to pull out the spray adhesive and breathe in those fumes, even though I personally like the smell of it. But these micro dot adhesive sheets make it just a joy and just a delight to stack up, because it can get a little tedious stacking things up. But dimension is life. So this has kind of breathed new life into my stacking up game. There you have it. Now, we stacked up the 3, stacked up the topper with matte gold, slip it back into the micro dot, back it with some adhesive, and then just slap it down onto that vellum backer. Now, don't forget, the miss you has an eye. Therefore, you got to stack up a tittle. Now, the tittle is the dot on the eye. I feel like I always got to clarify that in case people don't know. Tittle! Now you'll never forget it. So I stacked up 3 white tittles and topped it off with a matte gold tittle. And then I put on a little acrylic block and just let it rest and just marinate. Okay, put a few little foam adhesive strips on the back of that strategically. And there you have a miss you shaker that's cheery is all get out. When you want to tell someone that you miss them, but you also want to knock their socks off, I recommend blending it, stacking it, shaking it up. I'm sending you some colorful, cheery, geometric shaker miss you vibes today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.